Have you ever wondered how you can turn your backyard into this amazing, vibrant hub for birds, like all year round? Well, it's actually a lot simpler than you might think. We're going to unlock the secret to keeping your feathered neighbors happy and healthy no matter what the weather's doing.
One really icy morning, I was watching this tiny little chickadee, all puffed up against the freezing cold, and it just slammed into my feeder like its life absolutely depended on it. In that moment, it hit me. For these little guys, the right food at the right time, that's not a treat. It's literally survival.
So why are we focusing so much on the seasons, right? Well, it's because a bird's menu isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. Their nutritional needs, they change, like dramatically throughout the year. It's all driven by the demands of the weather, breeding, migration. What they need in the dead of winter is completely different from what they need in the middle of June.
And this is the key difference right here. In winter, it is all about high-fat foods. That's the fuel they need to keep their internal furnace burning just to stay warm. But then, as we roll into spring, the priority totally shifts. It becomes all about high-protein foods, which are absolutely essential for producing strong eggs and raising healthy little chicks.
All right, let's dive into the toughest time of year, winter. Natural food sources, they're pretty much gone, and the cold is just relentless. This is when your backyard feeder can become an actual lifeline, providing that high-energy fuel that birds are desperately searching for just to make it through.
So, what should you be putting out there? I call these the winter champions. Number one, for sure, is black oil sunflower seeds. Their shells are thin, so they're super easy for smaller birds to crack, and they are just packed with fat. Then you've got peanuts and suet blocks, which are basically just cakes of pure fat, and that is high-octane fuel, helping birds generate the body heat they need to survive those freezing nights.
And hey, a quick pro tip for winter care: consistency is everything. You've got to try to keep your feeders clear of snow, especially right after a big storm. And here's the most important part: never, ever let that seed get wet and moldy. A clean feeder is a safe feeder, period.
Okay, so the snow melts, the world starts turning green again, and the whole mission changes. We're moving from just survival to nurturing new life. Spring and summer are all about supporting birds through that incredibly demanding breeding and nesting season.
So what's the ideal spring protein boost look like? Well, you've got sunflower hearts. Those are just shelled sunflower seeds, and they provide instant energy for exhausted parents. Safflower is a fantastic choice because a lot of squirrels and those bigger, bossier birds, they tend to just leave it alone. And millet, perfect for ground-feeding birds like sparrows and juncos. That whole combination is a recipe for a successful, bustling nest.
Now, when that summer heat really kicks in, you'll want to focus on lighter seeds that won't spoil so fast. Take tiny Niger seed, for instance. It's a huge favorite of goldfinches, and it holds up really well in high temperatures. The goal here is to offer a reliable, safe snack, not some heavy meal that could go bad. But honestly, the number one priority for summer, the single most important thing you can possibly provide, is this: fresh water. When it's hot, a clean bird bath for drinking and bathing can be even more critical than food. It's absolutely essential for staying hydrated and for keeping their feathers in perfect flight condition.
And now we get to fall. This season is basically the great refueling period. For the birds that are migrating south, your backyard is like a critical gas station before a super long road trip. And for the birds that are staying behind, this is their chance to bulk up and get ready for the winter ahead.
And here it is, the perfect recipe for a fall blend, designed for maximum energy. The high-fat sunflower seeds and peanuts, those help birds store up those critical fat reserves for their long journey or the cold that's coming. And at the same time, the millet and corn provide those quick-burning carbs for immediate energy. It's really the ultimate pre-winter power meal.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the why for every single season. Now, let's pull this all together so you can become a true backyard pro and really put all this great knowledge into action. It really just comes down to this super simple 4-step routine. First, just identify what season you're in. Second, mix up your custom blend based on everything we just talked about. Third, make sure you're using the right kind of feeder for that seed. And fourth, this is the golden rule: clean your feeders regularly to keep all your visitors healthy. That's it. It's that easy.
When you do this, you become something more than just a person with a bird feeder. You become a steward. You're actively looking after and caring for your local wildlife, playing this really small but meaningful role in their lives. And let me tell you, it's an incredibly rewarding feeling.
So, by feeding smart and changing things up with the seasons, you're not just helping the birds you already know, you're basically rolling out the welcome mat.
And that really just leaves one question, right? What new and exciting species will you discover in your own backyard this year?